Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief is an exhilarating fantasy adventure film based on Rick Riordan's best-selling novel. The movie introduces us to Percy Jackson, a 12-year-old boy who discovers that he is a demigod, the son of Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea. One evening, Poseidon emerged from the waters and went to the top of a building to meet Zeus. He asked Poseidon to notice the thunderclouds, but no lightning. He accused Poseidon's son of stealing the lightning and warned that it must be returned within 14 days to avoid a war. Next, we are introduced to Percy Jackson, a young teenager. His best friend Grover informs him that he had been underwater for almost 7 minutes. In class, a substitute teacher named Mrs. Dodds writes an Othello quote on the blackboard. Students raise their hands, but Percy avoids eye contact. Mrs. Dodds picks him anyway. As Percy looks at the board, the letters twist, causing confusion. He confesses he doesn't know the answer. Percy arrives home frustrated with school. His mother, Sally, tries to reassure him, but he remains doubtful. Sally's husband and Percy's stepfather enter the room. Gabe demands his beer. Sally complies, and Percy confronts Gabe about respecting Sally. Gabe asserts his authority, stating that it's his house and Percy should show respect. Percy visits a museum with his class. Poseidon warns him of imminent change, but disappears before Percy recognizes him. At a gallery featuring Greek god sculptures, Mr. Brunner discusses demigods, children of gods, and mortals. During Mr. Brunner's lecture on Hercules, Mrs. Dodds asks to speak with Percy alone. She leads him into an unfinished room, appearing on a high scaffolding when he turns around. Mrs. Dodds transforms into a monstrous winged creature, demanding a stolen lightning bolt from Percy. Terrified, Percy is lifted into the air with his life at stake. Grover and Mr. Brunner arrive, forcing the creature to release Percy. The winged monster escapes through the window. After the intense encounter, Percy is filled with disbelief. Concerned, Mr. Brunner gives Percy a pen weapon and instructs Grover to take him to safety. With unanswered questions, Percy follows Grover, puzzled yet intrigued. Percy arrives home with Grover and insists on speaking with Sally urgently. Gabe rudely dismisses Percy, provoking an insult in return. Grover defends Percy, and they leave with Sally. As they drive across a bridge, Sally reveals they are heading to a special camp related to Percy's true father, but provides minimal details. Sally reveals that she loved Percy's father, who didn't abandon them but was forced to leave. While driving past a field of cows, a monstrous bull-like creature throws a cow carcass in their path, causing a car accident. Grover reveals his goat legs and smashes the windshield, allowing them to escape. They flee from the approaching creature as it hurls the car towards them. Arriving at Camp Half-Blood, Percy and Grover pass through the stone arch, while Sally is unable to do to a barrier. The Minotaur grabs Sally, and she urges Percy to run to safety. Equipped with a transformed pen, Percy battles and defeats the Minotaur, but faints afterwards. Awakening in the camp infirmary, Percy learns from Grover that he is a demigod and Camp Half-Blood is where they train. Grover introduces Percy to Annabeth, a skilled warrior and daughter of Athena. They encounter Mr. Brunner, who reveals himself as Chiron, a centaur and teacher. Percy discovers his true identity as the son of Poseidon, one of the powerful big three gods. Chiron explains that Percy's mother, Sally, protected him by marrying Gabe to hide his scent from divine enemies. Chiron reveals the significance of Percy being referred to as the Lightning Thief and the threat it poses to Olympus. He plans to bring Percy to Olympus to appeal for his innocence and prevent a war between Zeus and Poseidon. Before they can go, Percy needs to train and gather a team. Luke volunteers to be on Percy's team, the Blue Soldiers, and they prepare for a game of capture the flag in ancient Greek style. Percy excitedly rushes to the flag, but he is confronted by Annabeth, who defeats him effortlessly. Percy, guided by his father's voice, reaches the stream and immerses himself in the water, which miraculously heals his wounds and grants him newfound power. He confronts Annabeth once again, this time matching her blow for blow. Eventually, Percy emerges victorious, with his sword at Annabeth's throat. She surrenders, and Percy claims the red flag, celebrated by his fellow Blue Soldiers. Percy is invited to a party by nymphs, and during dinner, Hades appears and demands that Percy retrieve the lightning bolt in exchange for Sally's release. Percy wants to negotiate with Hades, but Chiron advises against it, emphasizing the need to appeal to Zeus first and then plan a rescue for Sally. Percy plans to leave camp to rescue his mother in the underworld. Grover insists on accompanying him as his protector, and Annabeth wants to join too. They seek help from Luke, who provides them with flying winged shoes and a map to find the pearls of Persephone. These pearls can help them travel unnoticed in the underworld. They arrive at the seemingly abandoned emporium and begin searching for the pearl. Annabeth encounters a terrified woman who pleads for her help. Meanwhile, Grover discovers a statue resembling his deceased uncle, hinting at danger. As Grover realizes the connection to Medusa, he urgently searches for Annabeth and Percy. Percy, armed with his transformed pensword, joins Grover, while the hysterical woman warns of a female figure who turns people to stone. Percy and Grover reunite in the Emporium and realize they are in Medusa's lair. Meanwhile, Annabeth is being led by a hysterical woman and encounters Medusa herself, who recognizes Annabeth as a daughter of Athena. Medusa shares her backstory, revealing that she was cursed by Athena. Medusa reveals her snake hair and tries to tempt Annabeth, and the hysterical woman succumbs to the temptation and turns to stone, still holding on to Annabeth's wrist. Percy and Grover arrive, and Percy realizes they can safely look at Medusa's reflection. Percy leads Medusa away from Annabeth, using his iPhone's reflection to track her. Medusa recognizes Percy as the son of Poseidon and causes a statue to fall on him. Grover frees Annabeth's wrist from the stone woman's grasp. Annabeth and Grover drive a pickup truck through the statues, knocking down Medusa. Percy beheads Medusa. They decide to take Medusa's severed head with them to preserve its power. Percy finds a pearl and a bracelet on Medusa's body, and they drive away in the truck. During the evening, they decide to rest at a roadside motor inn. While Percy and Annabeth were having conversation, Grover's urgent shout interrupts their talk, alerting them to a news segment where Percy is falsely accused of kidnapping Sally and attacking Gabe. They quickly decide to leave the motor inn. In Nashville, they find themselves at Centennial Park in front of a statue of Athena, Annabeth's mother. Grover notices the pearl is located in the headdress worn by the statue. To retrieve the pearl from the statue's headdress, Percy, Annabeth, and Grover hide in bathroom stalls until the park closes. Annabeth silently takes out the custodians using drug darts, and Percy climbs up the statue using flying shoes. He retrieves the pearl. As they gather their things, the custodians confront them, transforming into a five-headed Hydra. As they rush to hide behind the pillars, Percy's jacket catches fire, causing him to accidentally throw the pearl onto a drain grill. Percy fights the Hydra by cutting off its heads, but realizes the problem when it grows more heads. Annabeth warns them about it. The Hydra returns with 10 heads, and Annabeth keeps it occupied while Percy recovers the pearl. Using water as a shield against the Hydra's flames, Percy retrieves the pearl just in the nick of time. They hurried towards the door but realized the Hydra would catch them before they could open it. Grover had a plan and ran back towards the Hydra. He held up Medusa's head and aimed it at the Hydra while removing the sunglasses from Medusa's eyes. The Hydra turned to stone, stopping the danger. They escape to an all-night diner and see a news bulletin about a massive storm cloud caused by the angry gods. Annabeth realizes they need to find the last pearl quickly, which is in Las Vegas at the Lotus Hotel and Casino. As they enter the casino, the trio must resist the temptation to indulge in entertainment. They encounter waitresses offering lotus flowers, irresistible cookies that have a hypnotic effect. They become enthralled and forget their mission. However, Percy hears his father's voice and resists, consuming the lotus flower. He realizes the trap and guides his friends to snap out of their trance. Percy discovers that the roulette ball is the pearl they seek. They fight their way through guards and escape from the casino in a car. After escaping the Lotus Casino, they realize they have lost 5 days and the deadline is approaching. They consult the map and discover the entrance to Hades is in Hollywood. They find a hidden entryway behind the Hollywood sign and enter an underground tunnel. They encounter the ferryman, who refuses to transport them to Hades since they are still alive. Their attempt to bribe him fails as he burns the money. Percy gives the ferryman gold drachmas and crosses the river Styx to reach Hades' palace. They encounter hellhounds and are brought before Hades, who has taken human form. Hades reveals his plan to overthrow Zeus using the lightning bolt, but Percy denies having it. Hades shatters an orb revealing Sally, Percy's mother. As they embrace, Hades notices the lightning bolt hidden in Luke's shield. Percy, Grover, and Annabeth realize that Luke was responsible for stealing the lightning bolt. However, Hades doesn't care about that and plans to feed them to the souls. Persephone, Hades' wife, deceives him and saves them by knocking Hades out and reclaiming the lightning bolt. Persephone explains that she despises Hades and wants to prevent a war among the gods. She gives Percy the lightning bolt and tells him to take it and sally away. As Percy prepares to use the pearls to escape the underworld, they realize that there are only 3 pearls for 4 people. A disagreement arises, but Grover volunteers to stay behind. Percy, Annabeth, and Sally use the pearls to reach Olympus, where they discover the storm clouds of Zeus and Poseidon preparing for battle. They find a secret entrance to Olympus, but Luke appears, revealing his plan to manipulate Percy into delivering the lightning bolt. Luke aims to start a war among the gods, hoping that demigods will take control of the world. Luke wrestles Percy for the lightning bolt and manages to take it. Annabeth fights him off, but Luke escapes using flying shoes. Percy uses the same shoes given by Luke and chases him. They engage in a mid-air battle until Percy snatches the lightning bolt from Luke. Luke pursues Percy, but Percy's shoes are damaged, causing him to crash land on a rooftop. Luke grabs the lightning bolt and they exchange words about Percy's divine heritage. Percy uses water from nearby water towers to defeat Luke, shaping it into a trident and impaling him. Luke is thrown into the river, defeated. Wearing Luke's shoes, Percy returns to the Empire State Building with the lightning bolt. Sally and Annabeth activate a secret elevator that takes them to Olympus. Percy and Annabeth enter the Hall of the Gods, where Zeus is about to declare war. Percy interrupts, returning the lightning bolt and revealing Luke as the true thief. The gods realize they were manipulated and accept Percy's explanation, declaring peace. Zeus agrees to bring Grover back to the world of the living. The gods adjourn the meeting, and Poseidon asks to speak with Percy. Percy confronts Poseidon about his absence. Poseidon explains that being with Percy and his mother made him more human, causing Zeus to create a rule against contact with their children. They reconcile, and Poseidon assures Percy of his constant presence in his heart. Sally takes Percy back to Camp Half-Blood, where he is welcomed. Grover is promoted, and Chiron praises Percy for his instincts, but reminds him to continue training. Grover and Percy share stories as they walk through the training area. Annabeth impresses Percy with her swordplay skills. They engage in a friendly duel, emphasizing the importance of focus. Thanks for watching, and we appreciate your time with us. Please consider subscribing and click the bell icon so you will always get notified when we upload a video.